guys, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, heading out to Menifee to my buddy Ted Bellmeyer to work some dogs in bite work. And as usual, when I drive down the road, I start being bored and just kind of travel down the road. It's a good time to yak at the screen. I want to kind of accent a little bit and talk a little bit more about puppy development, right? One of the things that I was talking about this morning is that you have good days and bad days, and there is no exact way of doing anything. You've got to be able to have your gut in it and feel it, right? And how you get the dog through it is important. So, but there's something that I wanted to accent. Most people that are dog people and dog trainers know about this, but if you're not and you're learning and growing, this is a subject that you want to know about. And it's fear periods in dogs, okay? Puppies go through a fear period, at least once before they're a year old, sometimes even later than a year old. They may go through a couple of them. And they call them fear periods. And what they are is basically one day you'll have a dog that's real strong and you think everything's going great with your work, and all of a sudden the dog will start showing a lot of fear and hesitancy where he wasn't doing that before. And that's not what we had this morning. What we had was just natural development. The dog's a young puppy. So I've got to work him through this and get him over that. Usually fear periods happen around 4 to 6 months of age, whatever. Look it up. There's some specific times that they've scientifically logged as being a general time period for these fear periods. But at the same time, like I said, there is nothing set in stone. So that being the case, there is no exact to it, right? But I just am aware of it and conscientious of it. And the biggest thing that you want to do with a fear period is kind of back off, okay? If you keep trying, that fear period is one of those heightened awareness times where the dog will end up being affected by it and more prone to be imprinted by that negative that he's got in his head because he's in this hormonal, whatever causes it. And it's just a growth stage, and it's there. And you don't want to have something negative happen to him in that time period, because then it'll stick with him for life, okay? And it'll be imprinted. Really, it's like branding him, with a hot brand. You don't want to do that. So generally, you want to back off and know when to back off, and let him have some time off. Just stop kind of working him, let him go through a week or two or 3 weeks, and then kind of come back and test and probe and see if you see any more of it. And you'd be surprised if you do that, you back off and come back 2 or 3 weeks later, whatever it may be, that you've taken a little hiatus, and the dog doesn't even show it at all. It's gone, right? So there is no exactness in this either. We don't really know. There's a few write-ups on it. You can go ahead and read up on it. It's called Fear Periods in Dogs, and there is some conclusive, some good write-ups on it, And I just don't tend to not really memorize it exactly when these fear periods are and everything. I just know that they're there, and when I see them, I instinctively know what they are, and I kind of instinctively know what to do, right? So for you to find out, get online, type it in, read the articles, learn a little bit of something, and be aware of it, and realize that when you have that happen to you, and you kind of got a good feel for it, and you say, this has got to be a fear period, back off. Just back off and give the dog a rest, and don't be so prone to try to work him through that development stages, because when you've got a fear period, you're not going to do that. You're going to end up having a time where he's going to kind of be scolded and branded, and that will imprint in his little mind, and he'll have the fear for the rest of his life. You wouldn't want to do that, see? So it's better just to kind of back off a little bit, right? Then stop trying, give him a little rest, and then come back at it again when you kind of feel that maybe the fear period has passed, right? So keep that in mind. And again, this little puppy was hesitant, and it almost seemed like a fear period. There's no way he's going to have a fear period this young, per se. It's just development. He's only 14 weeks old, so I have to get the calendar out exactly, do my math on how old he is exactly. But I want you guys to be aware of it and cognizant of, like I said, what we call fear periods, right? Look it up. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training. On my way to do some bite work. Bye-bye.